good-natured back and forth between the players while we wait to get this one underway. We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Spurs come into town. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports fans. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Green?
Well, he's one of the most streaky scorers in the league. When he catches fire, it's incredible to watch.
That's the story with him so often. Get a few to go, and suddenly he's rolling.
And it's Butler missing.
Tony Parker had a phenomenal 2011-2012 campaign, but as is the case with Greg Popovich, he challenged Parker to improve upon that for last season. Popovich told him, good players can be great for a little bit, but great players are always great. And that really resonated with Parker.
Here is Rose following the score by Tony Parker. Think about how great Parker's been. We forgot his career almost came to an end in the summer of 2012. This is a very interesting part of his career.
That's right. He was an innocent bystander at a club in New York when a melee erupted and bottles were thrown. He got a shard of glass that penetrated almost through his left eye. Very easily could have lost his vision and lost his career.
Now here's Green. Makes it off the glass.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Here is Rose. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Parker.
You know, one of the things that's really hard to do in the NBA, it's actually one of the hardest things to do in the NBA, is to stay in front of Derrick Rose. I mean, it's not just his burst of speed or his quick first step, but he's got one of the meanest, nastiest, filthiest crossovers in the entire league. And then you add his strength and explosiveness in the air to that, that's lethal.
Right side Rose drops it in from 11 feet. Rose has got 6.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Now here's Parker, and it's Duncan penetrating. Lock at 6. And the bank shot is good. And for Rose, as he returns from his knee injury, you wonder how that'll affect his ability to blow by defenders, which was such a great quality he possessed prior to the injury. Shooting from the outside is solid, but he hasn't been elite to this point in his career with that shot. So there's a lot of unknown still about his game. And being so young, you expect that.
It's going to be an adjustment, Kevin. I mean, you have to find your confidence after an injury like that. I think he is going to be a better shooter because there was one thing he could work on while he was out. It's that outside jump shot. But we got to give him some time to just get his confidence and find his game again.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, Kawhi Leonard taken 15th overall in the 2011 draft. And believe it or not, he's the Spurs' highest drafted rookie since they took Tim Duncan, #1 overall back in '97. It just shows you the legacy of the Spurs' success over the years.
Butler attacking. The kick out to Dang. Over to the wing. Here's Noah. Tries yet again. He takes it up and lays it in.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Now here's Green. Duncan kicks to Green. Banked in off the glass. Green's got his second bucket. And going back to Kawhi Leonard, he earned minutes in Coach Popovich's rotation from the first game on.
And part of the reason he did, he's got great versatility defensively primarily, but he's a quick learner, a quick study. He understands things, doesn't take long to pick things up. And when you're a first-year player, that can separate you from a lot of guys and get you in the rotation, especially with a veteran team like the Spurs.
And the Spurs making a change here. Diaw's checked in.
Hey, people had no idea, guys, how the Bulls were going to do last season dealing with the Rose injury, but they showed very quickly that they're going to be a team in the hunt, and they were still going to be hard to beat at home.
Now, here's Green. Here's Diaw. And he overshot that one, missing. Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Rose kicks to Butler. Pass to Dang. From down in the low post, it goes. Dang's got his first points of the game. And back to the Bulls at the United Center that Clark was just mentioning, 24-17 here in this building a year ago. And even though, Steve, they didn't have a lot of high-flying highlights here, they knew how to close out games.
Well, they defend, and that's the main thing. If you want to finish and close out games, you have to be able to defend and rebound. And that's what Tom Thibodeau's teams are always all about, and this year is no exception.
And here is Butler after the 3 moments ago from Green. Rose can't hit.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
Splitter kicks to Parker. Double team on Parker. Leonard the pass to Parker. From 18 feet away, Dang grabs the miss. Bulls trail by 4. Rose kicks to Gibson. Power down with both hands. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over here, shaking his head.
You know what,
he's
Kevin?
disgusted.
Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Bonner comes in for Splitter. And it's Ginobili in for Leonard.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Heinrich off a pick from Dang. Heinrich outside. Dang a screen on Parker. Kicks it to Butler. Down low. That's good from Dang on the assist by Butler.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Outside, Bellinelli. And again, it's the Spurs from deep. Bulls trail by 5. Now Heinrich. Now the pass to Dunleavy. Now the feed to Dang. Passes it to Dunleavy. To the inside. Stolen by Ginobili. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the... And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
On the floor for San Antonio, the guards, Parker and Bellinelli. Ginobili out there with Duncan, and it's Bonner in at the center. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
You know, Boozer had his name floated around at the trade deadline last season, guys. There were a number of teams that were very interested in having his physicality and scoring ability down low.
Duncan.
And you know where you'll see him put in the majority of his work is in the rebound battle. Puts a persistent physical effort on the glass. He is tough to box out.
And Steve, you know, he's also got a full arsenal of moves in the post. I mean, you can't believe how many tricks this guy has up his sleeves. He's full of them.
Rose, he's checked in for Butler. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burt. Doris, what do you have?
Spurs coach Greg Popovich throughout his career has seemed to strike a good balance between getting along with his players but also being demanding. Pop said, quote, "I'd say the guy I've been toughest on, and he's come through it all, is Tony Parker. He's listened to me and believed in what I told him, even when he was angry with me. He trusted me, and I'll always appreciate that." And Kevin, it's a partnership that's yielded a lot of success over the years.
They've become a terrific tandem. Thanks, Doris. And you wonder why Boozer's name would be floated in trade rumors. I mean, one of the top rebounding power forwards in the game can score inside and outside.
Well, I think, Kevin, teams are becoming more and more cap conscious with the new collective bargaining agreement. And Boozer is a very highly paid player, so even though he's productive, I think some people are going to look at that contract and maybe shy away from him.
Here's Bellinelli after Carlos Boozer's score. And Bellinelli kicks to Parker. And shot on the way. Offensive rebound.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he's kicking himself for that miss.
Dang dishes to Rose. Tim Duncan with the rebound.
Now, it would have been fun to see him pull it off, but, you know, you really need the points here. Just put it in the basket.
He dishes it to Bonnie. He feeds it to Bellinelli. That's good. Bellinelli's got 5.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Outside Rose. Back to Heinrich. And the 3 off target. Spurs leading by 7. Pass to Parker. Deflects the pass. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for San Antonio. Bulls shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
Well, you talk about the sustained greatness for future Hall of Famer Tim Duncan. How about this number? 13. That's the number of consecutive seasons to begin his career in which Duncan was named All-NBA and All-Defensive Team. 6 more times than anyone else in league history. Enough said. End of story. First ballot Hall of Fame.
And here's Rose. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. A second chance effort. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut to just 5 points in the basket from Boozer.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Ginobili outside. In low to Duncan. Fires from 14. And another basket for San Antonio. Going back to Duncan, probably more important to him than the individual accolades, Steve, have been the team successes during his time in San Antonio.
No doubt. I mean, Duncan is just a winner. He's gone to the finals now 14 years apart, first in 99 and then again in 2013. Pretty remarkable.
Now Green following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
Well, you don't see him miss that shot very often. When he's open like that, it's usually lights out.
That could give him a huge injection of energy, Clark.
And Kevin, that's exactly what they need right now. They've got to close the gap.
Forget about that for a second. How about the burst to the bucket for a point guard? Boy, he can power those down.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sidelines.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. He mentioned defensive strategy right away. He wants fewer bodies in the paint and more on the perimeter to contest those perimeter jump shots. The other area he focused on was the need to be physical. He wants his guys to go after it and be aggressive with their presence. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks, Doris. And it's Butler with the jam.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
Well, we've seen these kind of plays get them going in the past, that's for sure. And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, we're seconds away from another championship banner.
And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession.
Super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score, so that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
There's 47 seconds left here in the second. Ginobili the pass to Splitter. And Noah with the block. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Parker's checked in for Manu Ginobili. There's 42 seconds left in the second quarter. And good on the basket. Book it. Well, getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, you know, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
Rose with the ball. 12 points for him. With 4 seconds on the clock, here's Noah, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Noah's got his second bucket of the game to go. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Spurs lead by...
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Good to have you. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A view here of the Pritzker Music Pavilion in Millennium Park as we welcome you back to Chicago, Illinois. Gotta like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
I loved his approach, guys. He came out aggressively, took the ball into the teeth of the defense, and either got points at the rim or drew fouls.
Most of the time, he's been drawing fouls. He has the free throw total to show for it, as well as a few nicks and bruises.
D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the back. Dang and Boozer, they make up the forwards. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play. Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to light to the table.
Now here's Parker. Parker off the pick from Splitter. Duncan kicks to Parker. Feeds it to Splitter. Boozer with the defensive effort.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
And for Jimmy Butler, what a story. Abandoned as a child, bounced around from home to home. One coach would take him in, another family would take him in. It was a very tough upbringing down in the Houston area. He overcame tremendous odds. And to be where he is today with a great attitude after a short time at Marquette, it speaks volumes of his character.
Well, it sure shows in his play, doesn't it? I mean, just the way he hustles and draws fouls, rebounds, defends. He can guard multiple positions out there. You just love his overall game and his toughness and what he brings to this team.
Chicago trailing here. Rose with the ball. Now Green defending. Rose against Parker. Rose dishes to Noah. Parker with the steal. Stolen by Noah. Butler kicks to Boozer. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Boozer's got 8 points.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
And that one's good. Parker.
You know, if they're going to allow him to get to the basket like that, this lead's going to go from small to big pretty quickly as we go down the stretch.
Parker against Rose. He kicks it to Boozer. And that one's good. Boozer's got the lead back up to 1 now for the Bulls.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Parker drives in. Outside, Green. Right side, Green. Wide open look. And he hits the jump shot. Green's got 9. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Here's Parker. He's got 10. San Antonio calls timeout. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them, and Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. He was intent on running the offense through Boozer. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. He went on to talk about playing a strong defensive game in the paint and denying any easy opportunities inside. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Just absolute domination in this one for Butler. He's got 10 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
Now, his outside stroke has looked really good today.
Here's Bellinelli. He has 5. The dish to Parker. 5 to shoot. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here.
Well, he's certainly not the biggest name or somebody that strikes fear into the heart of coaches, but Matt Bonner is more than serviceable and knows how to be a thorn in the side of other teams. He just sits out on the perimeter, and when he's open, he knocks down threes.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Heinrich comes in for Derrick Rose. Heinrich passes to Deng. Back to Heinrich. Outside Butler. Heinrich against Parker. Heinrich dishes to Gibson. And he slams it one-handed.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
Here's Parker. The Bulls getting the bucket. Here's Bellinelli. Shoots from 14. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 1 on the basket from Tony Parker. And Bonner, the Red Rocket, so deadly with that unorthodox release from the shoulder.
Yeah, three-point specialist. He helps space the floor for this great offense, and he's got a good feel, too. A good passer and knows where he needs to be defensively. That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Now here's Parker. He's got 12. Now Bellinelli. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Bellinelli's got 7 points.
Tough play. He had to fight his way all the way to the rim.
Butler kicks to Heinrich. Left side, Deng. Here's Gibson, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Ginobili outside. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Butler passes to Deng. And he gets it to go. Now it's a 5-point Bulls lead.
Man, an even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I know you know about how the basket can seem like it's 10 feet wide when you're in the zone. That's where they are right now.
Knocked loose. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. It's Chicago. They lead by 5. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is, well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, with this assist, he shows you just what a well-rounded guard he really is. Kind of a combo guard, even though he's listed as a shooting guard. Really a diverse offensive skill set.
We're almost seeing more of that, aren't we? Well, some guys that have point guard skills that can play both those positions.
For sure.
A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Spurs, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter, and it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. And it's Rose penetrating. Noah kicks to Rose. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Green dishes to Leonard. Pass to Splitter. It's hauled in by Luol Deng. Deng's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And it's Rose penetrating. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I think when you look at Derrick Rose, fellas, the most intimidating thing about him is his elite speed. But you also have to consider his size. He's well put together, about 6'3", maybe just a shade over 200 pounds. He is a handful when he's coming at you fast with that strong body and explosiveness.
Outside, Green. Great defense that time from Noah.
And this is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Rose passes to Heinrich. Goes up the baseline. Shot clock at 6. Here's Noah. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. 6 points for Joakim Noah. And Clark, you mentioned the size of Derrick Rose. 6'3", not just a speedster, but the combination of quickness and power. I've always thought this. He goes in there, and he would be a very tough guy to try to stop when he's got a full head of steam.
Oh, no question.
Oh, wow.
He's coming at you with that burst and the strength. That's why he's so overpowering as a point guard.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
What a game for Rose. 15 points, and he's tallied 7 points at the line. A very nice total.
Yeah, the coach will be very happy with his production and his aggressiveness today, that's for sure.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. Spurs trail by 7. And here is Green. Dishes to Parker. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Rose kicks to Deng. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. One-on-one here. Here's Leonard. Butler with the block. And he gets it back. And Leonard gets it to go. And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Outside Rose. Outside Butler. Back to Rose. And that one goes long.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 5th assist in this one. Boozer with a screen for Rose. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That foul gives him 4, so he's just 2 away from being Dairy Queen.
San Antonio's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Green inside the three-point line. Again, the Spurs good for 2. There is just no way, Clark, to tell who is going to pull this one out.
You know what, Kevin? I think looking at this game, it may very well come down to one crucial key play.
Yeah, 6 lead changes so far. So which team can come up with that big play you're talking about, Clark? That's going to be interesting.
Stolen by Rose. By himself. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with Coach.
You might not have expected them to go for the steal there. But boy, oh boy, did it ever work out for them.
I like it. Sometimes you got to take chances in this game, especially right where they are in this game. No time to get conservative.
Parker against Rose. And Parker, here we go. Great defense that time from Noah.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Rose dishes to Butler. Rebounded by the Spurs. Duncan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Back to Leonard. Wide open. And that one swishes right in. And the Spurs lead by 1.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively. Hey, the defense was right there just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful. I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Rose passes to Butler. Kicks it to Dang. Second chance shot. Noah trying to get open. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to them.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
Splitter kicks to Parker. Sinks it.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
The Bulls have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. 4 of 9. Butler dishes to Rose. Offline with his 3. San Antonio's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his first foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Chicago calls timeout. They're losing by 3. 11 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Well, they've got 2 options here. They can go for the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 and the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Noah with it. The feed to Murphy. And here's Rose outside. Can't knock in the 3. And so it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was...
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm here with Tim Duncan.